Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Super Review Show's Mixed Bag, coming to you live from the J Cave. I am back from my road trip. I am glad to be here once again on the Super Review Show. I am joined by my good man, Bill Murphy.
Welcome back, JT. Hey, guys.
Oh, yeah. It is good to be back.
And I just want to say, as you can see, we didn't get your channel shut down last week.
Oh, God. Don't even. I had nightmares about that in the middle of Nashville. I'm like, God damn it. They're going to ruin everything.
Okay, for those who didn't watch, last week JT was on the road. So me and my dear friend Justin took over, and you can go watch it. We did the top 10 adult jokes we didn't get as kids. And we're like, you might get your channel shut down for this, but because we kind of had to be kind of clever while explaining the joke in case YouTube came after us.
Oh, yeah, totally.
And he goes, and then Justin goes, just in case we're not clever enough. Sorry, JT.
Oh, my God. Literally, I got scared stiff.
What happens when you leave us in charge?
I can't believe I left you in charge to begin with. I was like, oh God, how are they going to hatch it? Nah, don't do mixed bag next week. You guys will be fine. They're like, no, we got this. I'm like, all right, fine, whatever you say, man.
and then, but hey, the channel's still alive, and we didn't get arrested, so it worked.
Not too shabby.
That's a W.
That's a W for the win. Whoop whoop. So
mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished, everyone. So glad to be back here on the Super Review Show, doing Mixed Bag from the JK once again. Just wanted to let you guys know what we're doing. So tonight's topic on Mixed Bag, glad to be back, of course, and welcome back myself, if you will, is movies that turn 30. Bill, what the hell are we talking about tonight?
Well, I think the title's pretty self-explanatory, don't you think?
I totally agree. Why don't you elaborate a little bit?
Today, we're going to be talking about movies that basically came out in 1991.
Yes.
As today, this is the year they turn 30.
Crazy, and Bill is almost that old.
Hey, watch it, buddy. I got 3. I got 3 years left before I turn 30. So I still got another 3 years. So
you're doing fine, bud. You're doing fine.
Yeah, and this is my daily reminder that I'm 3 years away from 30. Thank you, JT.
Sorry, Bill. Hate to ruin it for you, but
yeah, because it's so funny. It's like once I turned 20, I was counting down the days till I turned 21 so I could have sodas. Sodas.
Sodas.
Sodas, in case there were children watching.
Oh, yeah.
And then as soon as I have to turn 21, I'm like, oh, shit, I'm 21. And then I remember one of my buddies, hey, 9 years till 30. I'm like, shut up.
And now anyways.
And now it's like every time there's something reminds me, I'm like, okay, and this is my daily reminder that I'm 3 years away from 30.
Crazy.
Okay, so anyways,
we're glad you're all here tonight. Seriously. Let's get right into it, shall we? And one of the first movie we talk about tonight that came out in 1991 is one of my favorite action films ever. Shall we talk about Terminator 2?
Judgment Day.
One of the best sequels ever made, in my opinion.
This is like on the list of sequels that are just as, if not better than the original.
I actually agree with you. The first film's a much more of a horror film than a sci-fi film, but this is definitely an action film for sure,
Yeah, this is like on that list of sequels that are just as, if not as good as the original, or that are just as, if not better than the original. Along with Empire Strikes Back.
Yep.
Godfather 2.
Well, yeah. That list is small, but there's plenty on there for sure. So,
The Dark Knight.
Debatable.
But anyway.
Anyways.
But yeah. Arnold's back.
Arnie's back as the Terminator. And I gotta say, Arnold coming back as another Terminator. What a great, I got a great concept of him just coming back as another Terminator, sent back to protect John Connor from another Terminator that's coming back to kill. What a great James Cameron's directed like 8 films in his whole career, and like 7 of them have been great. Let's be real, So I don't
absolutely.
It's crazy, but like this is definitely one of the, up there for me. Terminator 2, definitely up there for sure as one of my favorite action films. And Matt Hemsley's in the chat board. Welcome.
Matt Hemsley is in the chat board. Matt Hemsley, what's going on, buddy?
How are you doing? Hopefully all is well. I hope you missed me while I was gone. If not, it's okay, Matt. We're glad to have you back watching us.
He's here. Hemsley's here.
Good stuff. Good stuff. But yeah, Terminator 2, man, like what a great sequel. When you think about some of the best sequels of all time, you probably think of like we talked about a little bit Godfather 2, Empire Strikes Back, Star Trek 2, Wrath of Khan. Just saying. Yes, a lot better than Star Trek the Motion Picture. So
and remember,
yeah.
But I know this is from Terminator 3, not Terminator 2. I thought we stopped Judgment Day. You only postponed it. Judgment Day is inevitable.
Yeah, I was not a big fan of Terminator 3, to be honest with you. I did not like it, but that's me. But Terminator 2 was fantastic.
Terminator 2, best sequel. Happy 30 years to it.
Happy 30 years, T2. Love to hear it. And everything from the CGI still holds up, to be honest with you. A lot of it does.
Yeah.
You know?
Arnold, before he became the Governator.
Before he became the Governator.
I am the Governator.
The Governator of California.
I am the Governator. Hasta la vista, baby.
It's hard to believe it's we have a ton of films to talk about tonight. I have a bunch actually.
But I have a few, but some might come up.
But T2, man, like obviously the first one we had to talk about tonight, which was T2. Bill, what is your next pick for movies that turned 30?
Okay, I have to say this here, and I can't believe this movie is 30 this year. This goes out to all the Disnerds.
The Disnerds. Here we go.
Beauty and the Beast.
Correct. I looked this up. I'm doing my research tonight.
Yeah, Beauty and the Beast turns 30 this year.
Crazy. It doesn't. That one, man. It doesn't even look like it came out. And it looks like it came out like the late 90s. But the fact that it's 91, my God, think about that.
And you know what? Now I know what you're all thinking. Wait a minute, that's a kids movie. Why are you talking about this?
Yeah, right.
Well, a few things you should know. This is not a kids. Well, it's a kids movie, but it's not just that. Like, this was one of the movies that put Disney back on the map.
Absolutely.
There's no denying it. Everyone knows from after Walt Disney's death in 1966, the studio's performance was kind of lackluster at best.
Yeah.
And then this was in the midst of what they call the Disney Renaissance.
Correct.
Which was okay, but the one that really started the Disney Renaissance was The Little Mermaid. But I would think this was the one that really, I think Little Mermaid was the one that started the Renaissance. But I think Beauty and the Beast was the one that made the stamp. You know what I mean?
I agree with that. I do.
Because here's the thing. A few fun facts here. This was the first animated film that was nominated for Best Picture.
Really?
It's still lost to a movie I'm sure we're going to be talking about later.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, this was the first animated picture that was nominated for Best Picture. And they actually thought, and also this was the first film that was, well, this was one of the few films. It had 3 Oscar nominations for Best Original Song.
Correct.
Belle, Beauty and the Beast, and Be Our Guest.
Mm-hmm.
Beauty and the Beast won for Best Oscar nomination. After that, the only ones to repeat that feature after that were The Lion King and the movie Enchanted. But after that, they just changed the requirements to 2.
Okay.
That movies can only get nominated for 2 songs.
Right.
And also this is this is a little sad, but I think this is worth noticing. This was actually the last film that Howard Ashman, who was the co-songwriter with Alan Menken, who also they also worked on Little Mermaid together, and they started working on Aladdin together. But what happened was Beauty and the Beast wasn't going anywhere, and they called Menken and Ashman while they were working on Aladdin and said, "Hey, can you guys take care of this?" And sadly, Howard Ashman passed away before the finished product.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
He passed away from AIDS. And if you watch, I don't know if it's like directly at the end, or before the end credits, they actually have a little tribute to him. They say, "To our dear friend Howard Ashman, who gave the mermaid a voice and the beast a soul, we will be forever grateful." But this is like, and like I said, Little Mermaid was the one that officially started the Disney Renaissance, but I think Beauty and the Beast perfected it, because this was one of what I like to call the big four: Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and The Lion King, the big four of the Disney Renaissance. And I can't believe this movie is 30 years old.
Neither can I, dude.
And like, just one more thing before we move on. Like, I remember when I was a kid, I would like avoid watching this at all costs. Like, that's a girl movie.
Right.
But I remember, I think it was on like Freeform or something. I'm like, wow, as I'm older now, like, this is a really good movie. This is really good. The animation, the music, it's just fantastic.
Definitely one of the classics.
One of the classics. Okay, what's your next one, my friend?
You might laugh at me.
I will not laugh.
You might, though. Hot Shots, 1991. This movie, I want to talk about this. This movie, okay, I know we just went from like literally just like soft talk, animated Beauty and the Beast. This movie turns 30. Holy cow. All right, so for those who don't know what I'm talking about, this movie is a parody of Top Gun. It stars Charlie Sheen and actually Charlie Sheen and what's his face? The other guy from 2.5 Men. Bill, fact check with me. The Charlie Sheen, and who's the other guy from 2.5 Men? The actor.
Hold on. Let me look it up.
Yeah, okay. Bill's gonna look that up in a minute. But anyways, I might say it on the poster actually. Charlie Sheen, and basically this movie.
So this was before he went crazy.
This is before any of them went crazy. Yeah, this movie is hysterical because hear me out for a sec. Right, this movie came out in 1991. It's a parody of Top Gun, which back in the day before spoof movies turned to shit. This movie was amazing. This was a great, fun, hysterical movie. Like,
the other guy, that's John Pryor.
Oh, John Pryor. Thank you. So Charlie Sheen and John Pryor were both in this movie, and they were both in the second one, Hot Shots Part 2, as well. I love this movie so much, and here's why. Not because it's a parody of Top Gun, well, obviously because of that, but because this is when parody movies were hysterical. This is when parody movies were actually good. We talked about this on the worst movies ever made podcast we did. Like, this movie is a testament of how good spoof movies can be. And the fact that this movie turns 30 is crazy to me personally. But regardless, though, I'm very, very happy that I might rewatch it again later on this week or this year, just to pay a tribute to how fantastic the writing is. Literally, this movie is hysterical from start to finish. Like I said, it's a parody of Top Gun. And like Charlie Sheen plays like the Maverick type character, right? Jim Abrams, the director, one of the writers of Airplane, directed it. It stars what's I forget the actor's name. The bottom line though, if you haven't seen Hot Shots with Charlie Sheen, I recommend it highly. This is a hysterical film. Like, literally, it's a direct ripoff of Top Gun, And the sequel, Hot Shots Part 2, is a sequel to Hot Shots, but it's a parody of Rambo. Came out, I think, in 1994 or 5. But like I said, Hot Shots, parody of Top Gun. Highly recommend it if you have never seen it. It's hysterical. It's literally just about like basically imagine Top Gun going horribly wrong. That's what this movie is. Try like there's planes bumping into each other. They're parking in handicapped spots. If you go back and watch the trailer, just for like a little bit, just to get an idea of what it's about, trust me, it's well worth it. But like this, like I'm telling you, this is a hysterical movie. Well, the first time I saw it, I actually pissed my pants laughing. I was laughing that hard. I'm saying that on air. I don't care, but like it was that good of a film. Bill, have you ever seen Hot Shots?
I have never seen Hot Shots.
Bill, that's your homework for this week is to go watch Hot Shots because Hot Shots
is my homework.
It's a spoof movie that's actually good, like back in the day. It's so funny. Like the love interest is funny. Like the whole like just look at like some of these photos here. Like they're hysterical. Like they're just. This is when this movie poster right here, where like he's upside down. There's all these hot dogs and stuff flying around. It's hysterical. Like I love this movie so much. I've only seen it like twice, but the impression that lasted with me was honestly hysterical. I cannot emphasize how great Hot Shots is. It's hysterical. Like this movie is honestly hysterical. Timeless humor too. It's not like it's dated humor. It's timeless humor. Bill, do you have any comments for Hot Shots?
No, because like I said, I haven't seen it, but now I should give it a watch.
Yeah, and like I feel like you like if you like the kind of humor, like the slapstick comedy humor, you'll definitely like this humor. The writing in it's fantastic. Like there's a scene like where like they're landing the plane on the boat on the aircraft carrier, and then they parked it in the handicap spot on the. It doesn't make sense, but it's just hysterical. You know what I mean? They're roasting hot dogs on the. Like they're playing football and they jump off the boat by accident. It's a really funny movie. Like I cannot emphasize this enough. If you ever never even heard of Hot Shots, watch Hot Shots tonight, guys. It's a great hysterical moment. Hot Shots, can't recommend enough. Bill, what's your next 1991 pick?
Okay, before I go on, I just want to point out something Matt Hemsley said when I was talking about the Oscar-nominated songs. Dreamgirls also got nominated for 3 songs. Matt, thank you for pointing that out, my friend. Okay, the next one. Okay, this is kind of a weird one. I've only seen parts of it because it is a long ass movie.
What?
It's an Oliver Stone movie. It's called JFK.
Oh, good one. Good one.
It's basically about after Kevin Costner's in it.
Yep.
It's about
Great
after
acting.
the events of the Kennedy assassination. And then like the years it goes on about like all the conspiracies about who killed Kennedy, who also killed Lee Harvey Oswald, the man who allegedly killed Kennedy. And like I said, I've only seen parts of it, but I heard this movie is like 3.5 hours long. And I think it's kind of interesting, like how it gives life to all the how it gives life to all the conspiracies that have been going on with the Kennedy assassination for the last God knows how long.
Yeah.
So, have you seen it?
I've seen chunks. I've seen chunks of it. I do think
it's a long movie.
It is. It's a very long. I think it's great, but I haven't seen it the whole way through. I've only seen bits and chunks of it because it is a fantastic movie. It's just like it's kind of long. Like what's the runtime of it? What'd you say here? It's runtime. Hold on. I don't know. I do like the movie. But I like I said, it's just so long. It's 3 hours and 30 minutes. So that's
it would actually be 3 hours and 28 minutes. You know how long the director's cut is?
Oh God, don't tell me.
I'm gonna tell you.
Oh,
it is 3 hours and 46 minutes.
Good God. Yeah, do people understand how long those movies are? Like the people, it's a long movie to begin with, but to make it longer.
Hey, hey, JT, what you call it? Movie commentary on the director's cut of JFK?
Hell no.
Who wants to see that?
Oh God, please no,
Who wants
please.
to see a director's cut of who wants to see a commentary of the director's cut of JFK?
Oh my God.
All 3 hours and 46 minutes of it.
You might have me fall asleep on that movie commentary, Bill. I'll tell you the truth.
Why do you say that?
I mean, like it's so long, you know.
Matt Hemsley, you want to do it with me? Matt Hemsley, you want to do a director's cut JFK movie commentary with me?
JFK director's cut movie commentary coming your way soon.
I don't. It may just be me and Matt Hemsley. JT may run out of his basement somewhere.
I may run out of the JK and start crying like, no.
I had to sit here for nearly 4 hours with Bill and Matt.
Yeah, right.
Talk about JFK and watch this 4 hour.
It is a great movie.
Sad.
It's a great movie. It's just so long, though. You know what I mean? So.
Well, that's Oliver Stone for you, I guess. It's just,
Yeah, Oliver Stone. That's true.
Oh, Oliver Stone. He goes on forever.
He does. All right. Is it my turn yet?
Yeah, it is your turn.
People forget how old this movie is, but by the way, we're letting you guys know we're winging this tonight. We're just looking stuff up. Home Alone, if I'm not mistaken, it came out in 91. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I actually saw that on the list. I was gonna talk about that, but yeah, we can talk about it together.
Sure. So Home Alone, I mean, it's a classic Christmas film. Some people watch it during the summertime. I'm not sure why, but it is a pretty good Christmas movie. I mean, it says 1990, but for some reason it says 1991 here. Not sure what's going on.
So we'll just take it as so we have it.
We'll take it as a 1991 film because it literally it's timeless at the same time. So, anyways, Bill, Home Alone. What do you got? What do you think?
I think this is a Christmas classic.
I definitely agree. It's Joe Pesci's only Oscar, right? No, that was Goodfellas. Sorry.
Yeah, Joe Pesci won an Oscar for Goodfellas.
I thought it was this one. That was my bad. And that this became one of the worst franchises ever. Home Alone 2 is good, but Home Alone
2 I actually like.
But Home Alone 3, 4, 5, anyone?
No, the Home Alone, I'll tell you this, Home Alone 2, you know what the best part of that is?
What?
Tim Curry.
Oh, yeah, totally. Great one.
Home Alone 1. It's just the slapstick is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, that's great.
Slapstick is absolutely funny. Just watching it, for those of you who haven't seen the movie, Kevin McAllister, played by Macaulay Culkin, is basically left home by his parents by mistake. And he's basically, he's home by himself. And two burglars are trying to rob, and he sets all the booby traps.
Yeah, it's pretty cute.
It's just so much fun to watch.
It's what a typical kid would do in that scenario.
And I don't know how true this is, but I heard when this movie came out, it didn't really do well with critics.
I've heard the same thing. Actually.
I got to double check here because I believe in fact checking.
All right, you fact check that. Any other things for Home Alone before you fact check that or no?
Anything other things you have?
Other than that, it's a very good Christmas movie. It's on all the time, and I think it's
every time around Christmas you will find it.
Yeah, you'll find it on every single TV station.
But yeah, we're looking at you. We're looking at you, Freeform.
Yeah, Freeform. 25 Days of Christmas.
Yeah, we're looking at you, and we know it's only July, but
yeah, we're already counting down the days till we have to regret turning to your channel.
Yeah, but it has a 67% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
Variety magazine praised the film for its cast. The Washington Post praised it for its comedic approach.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's kind of whatchamacallit. I would say mixed reactions.
At the time, yeah, it's still a classic, but yeah, definitely.
Oh, this is actually here's something interesting.
What?
The film has actually been accused of plagiarism.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, there's a film that was released a year before it called 3615 Code Père Noël, which is actually about a young boy who is home alone with his elderly grandfather and has to fend off a home invader dressed up as Santa Claus.
Oh, wow.
And it's never been released in the United States. They actually the film actually, here's an interesting thing. Rene Manzor, who is the director of that film, actually threatened to sue the producers of Home Alone
Oh, for real?
on the grounds of plagiarism.
Wow. Crazy.
I'm just finding this out now, folks. And and I'm guessing the case was dismissed because the film was actually not released in the US during its original theatrical run, and it didn't become widely available until 2018.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. I didn't know that. The more you know.
But this has been another exciting episode.
Do tell.
This has been another exciting episode of Random Facts with Bill. Random Facts with Bill.
Oh, yeah.
This has
been Random Facts with Bill. Nice.
I just actually read that. So
it's good to have Random Facts with Bill back.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else for Home Alone before we move on?
No, I'm good. You?
I have another pick, actually, if you don't mind.
I do not mind at all.
Star Trek 6. Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country. The Undiscovered. This movie, okay, hear me out. A lot of you are saying, like, well, what are you talking about? Like, Star Trek 6 is like, blah, blah. No. This one was the same director as Nicholas, the guy whose name is Nicholas Meyer. He directed Star Trek 2, but actually, it's funny. I can't believe that this is the last movie with the original crew from the 60s in movie form. It was the last adventure with the original crew before they moved on to the next generation cast in movies. And I thought it was a big step up from Star Trek V, The Final Frontier, which was a horrible movie. For any Trekkie that wants to talk to me about that movie was awful. Star Trek V, God help yourself, okay? They go searching for God. Like, let's be real. And William Shatner directed that one. Like, holy crap. That one.
They're searching for God.
Don't listen. Well, I recommend watching all the Star Trek films to see which ones you like, but Star Trek V is legendarily bad. Like, legendary bad.
We're not insulting anyone's religious beliefs, but
like Star Trek
just kind of sounds silly.
Star Trek V, The Final Frontier. It was awful. And plus, Star Trek 4 was so good. Star Trek 4, the voyage home was great. Star Trek V was stupid. Stupid film. Stupid. Then they say Paramount says, let's get the guy who wrote and wrote and directed Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan, great movie, and direct Star Trek 6, and he did Star Trek 6 excellent. I actually really like this movie quite a bit. This guy just died too. I forget the actor's name off the top of my head, but he just died not too long ago. I forget the actor's name.
I'm not a big Trek guy, so I've never really seen these movies. So
well, get on it.
Get on it.
It's like it's so great. Like Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country. It's really great. I recommend you watch it. But like, yes, this is the final movie with the original crew before they, Captain Kirk retires and stuff like that. It was a great ending to a great part of the Star Trek franchise. I really loved it quite a bit. Bill, do you have any comments or anything for Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country?
Like I said, I haven't seen it, so I can't really say anything.
Okay, that's right. Sorry. But I mean, the Klingons are running out of like life, and like it's a really, really, really good Star Trek movie. If you want to like get into like Star Trek, I recommend watching Star Trek 2, 4, and 6 compared to 1, 3, and 5. If that makes you feel any better. Because
Do not
Star
watch
Trek,
1, 3, and 5.
you can watch them, but Star Trek 1 is like just a slow movie. Like it's literally like 2 hours long, 2.5 hours long, but it's like the pace of the movie is so slow. It would have been amazing if it was 90 minutes, but instead they made it like Star Trek the motion picture. We'll talk about this more when we get to Star Trek in a couple weeks, but like I'm telling you right now, Star Trek 1 is slow. Star Trek 3 is good. It's decent. Star Trek 5, a joke. And Star Trek 2, 4, and 6 are great, though. You know, like who would have
Are
thought?
they on a mission from God? Like the Blues Brothers? We're on a mission from God.
That's a great movie, too. Unfortunately, no. But like I said, this is a Star Trek 2, 4, and 6 are great. 1, 3, and 5 are okay. You know, 1 is not great at all. It's awful. It's a bad movie. It's a bad movie. But Star Trek 3 it's good. Star Trek 5 is really bad. Like literally, I gotta say this on a quick side note, everyone. Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan ends with spoilers, Spock dying, right? And they send him off into space. What's the next title for the next movie? Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. He's alive. Like they spoiled the whole thing, you know? So you haven't seen it, but like that's what I mean. So I don't know. It's crazy.
Maybe I think if fans got so angry, they probably like, oh, we got to bring him back now.
Yeah, that probably was it. So, anyways, Star Trek 6, great movie with the last movie with the original crew. God bless. It teaches you certain things about life. I really do appreciate it. It was one of my favorite Star Trek movies. Bill, what's your next pick for movies that came out in 1991 that turned 30 this year?
Hook.
Ah, I see. I know you. Please elaborate.
Okay. Hook, I haven't watched it in a while, but Hook is about is basically if Peter Pan grew up.
Correct.
It's basically that he's moved out into the real world. He's married and has a family. And then you know, like there's like a bunch of different things behind it. Like one of the things is that he's a workaholic, doesn't spend enough time with his son. And when he's going back to whatchamacallit, when he's going to some, I think some hospital that they're dedicating like a hospital to him or something. And like and he's like talking to like his old nanny or something. He goes, "Don't you remember like being in Neverland or anything?" I goes, "No, I don't remember." And then he goes back to Neverland, and Captain Hook, played by Dustin Hoffman, kidnaps Peter Pan's son.
Oh wow!
And then like he's like reconnecting with the Lost Boys, and he's trying to basically get back with his inner child and try to fight Hook. And what I think is interesting about this film, like I said, I haven't watched it in a while, is that Hook actually tries to manipulate Pan's son.
Really?
He tries to manipulate Peter Pan's son, saying, "He missed your baseball game. Do you really love him?" And, you know, there's a scene when they're playing baseball, which I actually think is pretty interesting. And I just really love the concept of it is, what if Peter Pan grew up?
Yeah.
What if Peter Pan did grow up? And plus, someone like me who, when I was young, the Disney Peter Pan was like my favorite Disney movie when I was a kid. No joke, the Disney Peter Pan movie was like my favorite Disney movie.
Really?
Yeah, this has been Confessions with Bill. But it is like and you know, Robin Williams, may he rest in peace. It's just such a fun film, and I think like when any of them try to do Peter Pan sequels or prequels, this is pretty much the only one that does it right. From what I heard, Return to Neverland wasn't that bad, but this is like one of the only few Peter Pan sequels that actually does it right, because it takes an interesting concept. Because when we think of Peter Pan, we think of, the boy who never grew up. We think of the boy who never grew up, and it asks the question, what if he did grow up?
Right.
And, he does face, those adult problems, like having to, working, supporting his family, all that fun stuff.
Right.
And, it is pretty interesting of how they go about it, and they portray it in like basically a mature manner, basically.
Definitely.
It is, I would say it's, yeah. Have you watched it, JT, or?
I have not. I may have seen it once, but I may have seen it once. That's the best I got.
You've never seen Hook?
I don't think I have, actually. Now that I think about it now.
Guess what's coming?
Oh, God. Here we go.
Game!
Oh, boy. Here we go.
But, yeah, I think it's a classic, and I think it's just such a fun movie.
All right. I have to watch it.
Now you have to watch it.
Yeah.
All right, what's your next one, my friend?
Here we go. My next pick is another spoof movie, but it's actually my favorite of the three films that they did of it. Naked Gun 2.5. The Smell of Fear. This movie is hysterical. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, this movie is the second Naked Gun film in the franchise. The first Naked Gun I thought was a fantastic spoof movie, kind of a comedy at the same time, but mainly a spoof movie of cop films. This one I thought actually was a little bit better than the first one, to be honest with you. I really did. And Naked Gun 2.5, The Smell of Fear. There's one of my favorite movie quotes of all time, Bill. One of my favorite movie quotes of all time comes from this movie. You want to know what it is?
What is it?
So to put you guys in a little bit of a scenario, the Leslie Nielsen's character, may he rest in peace. He was an astonishing actor. His character, Drebin, Lieutenant Drebin, Frank is like he's in front of Robert Goulet, who's the bad guy. He's like, listen. He said to basically to put the scene in scenario, the context of the scene. He's about to confront him about doing something, and he says the most hysterical line. He says, "The truth hurts, doesn't it, Habsburg? Oh, sure. Maybe not as much as jumping on a bicycle with a seat missing, but it hurts." Classic line. One of my favorite lines in any film in cinema history. It's so funny. It's just a little bit better than the first one, in my opinion. The third one I think is great too. The third one they did 33 1/3, the final insult. That was great too. But this one was a lot of fun, and everything from like obviously Priscilla Presley's Jane comes back, and if you haven't seen any of the Naked Gun films, get on it tonight. It's they are so funny, so stupidly. They're not stupid, but they're smart comedies, and I do recommend you guys see them. But like I said, this one in particular, the Naked Gun 2.5 turned 30 this year. I cannot believe that, Bill. 30, Bill, 30. Naked Gun 2.5. The Smell of Fear.
The Smell of Fear?
The Smell of Fear.
Can you believe those movies? Can you believe any of these movies we're talking about are 30 years old?
It's hard to believe, my dude. And he's in Washington, D.C. He's trying to it's honestly, the trilogy itself is pretty good. It's actually a very funny trilogy. I mean, is it a great trilogy overall? I'd say so. But is it ranked among the top 5 trilogies of all time? No. But it's up there for sure. I think all three of these films are great. But this one's definitely stuck out in my head because it turns 30 this year. Naked Gun 2.5, The Smell of Fear. Give me the strongest thing you got. And the guy walks out like extremely buff. It's the strongest thing he's got. But I'm Bing. It's you have to watch these movies. They're well worth it, well worth your time, well worth your energy. I recommend all of them, all three of them, the Naked Gun films. They're
All
hysterical.
three of the Naked Gun movies.
All three of them. Watch from the first one, second one, and third one. They're so funny. I recommend them.
Okay, I'll jump on that. Jump on it.
If you like satire comedies and stuff like that, and just hysterical films, like just hysterical, like funny movies, like these are hysterical movies. I recommend them seriously. If you watch them more than once in like a year, the thing is they don't have good rewatchability in my opinion. You have to watch them like over the course of like a year or two, because like the scenes will hold up better if you wait a long time between the movies. But that's just me. Anyways, Naked Gun 2.5, The Smell of Fear turns 30 this year. Bill, what's your next pick?
Yes. Okay. You know what? Here's what I'm going to do to you.
Oh, no.
You're scared, aren't you?
Bill, we're live on the internet. What else does happen?
Okay. Since you hot shot me with a movie I never heard of.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a movie you probably never heard of.
Do tell.
It's called The Commitments.
The Commitments. From 1991?
From 1991.
I have never heard of this movie. We swiped right.
Okay. You've never heard of this movie, and I'm sure a lot of people have never heard of it. But
no, unfortunately, I have not.
This is this was actually directed by Alan Parker, the same guy who did Pink Floyd's The Wall.
Okay.
It is about it's actually based on a book. It's about a young man who wants to start in Ireland, who wants to start a soul band.
Okay.
And he gets all these guys together who have never heard soul music in their lives.
Really?
And it's just so much fun to watch. Because you have all these guys from Ireland who never even heard of this type of music, and it's very Americanized.
Right.
And the band is they're just a bunch of ragtags, but they are absolutely hilarious.
Uh-huh.
And the music is really, really good. This is actually a real band, by the way.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, they're still playing.
Oh, that's hysterical. Really?
And like they do like a lot of covers of like Wilson Pickett and like Marvin Gaye and whatchamacallit, and other soul artists. One of my favorite scenes in the movie is like when he's trying to put the band together.
Yeah.
He's like holding auditions. Okay, two scenes. There's his father who is obsessed with Elvis.
Uh-huh.
And he goes, Dad, Elvis isn't soul. And then like these guys are like more Cajun artists and they're playing like this Elvis song, and his father goes, "That's insulting. Elvis wasn't a Cajun." And then one of my favorite scenes, he's talking to this one kid. He's going, "Oh, so what instrument do you play? So what do you play?" I go, "Well, back in school, I played football." Go, "Well, what instrument do you play?" He goes, "Oh, I don't play an instrument." He goes, "What are you doing here?" He goes, "What are you doing here?" And he goes, "Well, I saw everybody lined up. I thought you guys were selling drugs or something."
Oh my
Can I have
God.
some?
That's hysterical.
And it is absolutely hilarious. And throughout the film, I think his name is Jimmy, the main character. He keeps like interviewing himself. And there's like I'm not gonna like give away the ending, but it kind of like makes your head scratch a little bit. Like, did all this happen, or was he just imagining it?
Right.
But I highly recommend this movie. It is just such a good time. The music is fantastic. It's really funny. And there's actually another scene I got to tell you. There's this one guy, he goes to confession because Ireland, it's Catholic. And he's like,
Yeah.
bless me, Father, if I have sinned. It's been a while it's been like 2 weeks since my last confession. Like, tell me your sins, my son. And he goes, it's the soul band. It's poisoning me. Like when I used to clean the pipe organs, I used to whistle hymns, and now I'm whistling When a Man Loves a Woman by Marvin Gaye. And then the priest goes, Percy Sledge. Wait, what? It was Percy Sledge who sang When a Man. The priest goes, it was Percy Sledge who sang When a Man Loves a Woman, not Marvin Gaye. And this scene, it's like their first performance. They're saying, we'll do it. You can do it on one condition. It has to be a fundraiser for heroin awareness.
Oh my God.
And they're like, okay, here's our sign. Let's flag.
That's funny.
And yeah, it's that scene right there. But yeah, like I said, they're still a real band. If you want to go check them out.
Wow.
You want to
That's
go check these guys out.
crazy.
Like they are just a bunch of fun. Maybe my St. Patrick's Day review for next year. Wait and see.
Wait and see on Movieholics Productions. Check them out.
No, when I do reviews on here. But anyway,
that's true, yeah.
But yeah, again, The Commitment, highly recommend it. Give it a watch. I know it's a lesser known film, but it is so much fun. Good music, good characters. It's a good time.
Awesome.
Let's hear the next one.
What do you say, buddy? Do you have any others you want to off the top of your head or no?
Not at the moment. It's your turn.
It's my turn. Okay, about 1990. Never mind. I'm trying to think. I'm drawing a blank all of a sudden. That's really all I wanted to talk about.
What, Flatliners?
No, the movies we're talking about. But Flatliners came out in 1990. So technically it's over 30, but
it's 31. Happy 31st birthday, Flatliners.
I haven't seen it. I didn't see the remake either, but I was like, that's okay.
Is that Flatliners you're watching?
Yeah, I don't know.
Sally.
I really can't think of any more off the top of my head. Let me think.
I think I know that's one that's on your mind.
What?
A certain movie that stars Mr. Hopkins.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
I thought you were already thinking of that.
No, I wasn't. I completely forgot about Silence of the Lambs, my guy. I'm sorry. I was thinking of something. I'll do it as my next pick. But like Silence of the Lambs, man. Great.
Telling me, Clarice, do the lambs stop screaming?
Great movie. Fantastic film, honestly. They're making a TV show called Clarice, I think. I think that's like second season or whatever now.
Yeah, is it like a prequel or a sequel to Silence of the Lambs?
I think it's a sequel. I'm not sure. I have to check. But this is a great movie. Oh my God. What a fantastic film. Jodie Foster did a great job. So did Anthony Hopkins,
who just won his second Oscar.
Yeah. Oh my God. This is a great movie. This is a fantastic movie. I actually forget how good this movie is. From time to time, like it often lingers in the back of my mind. Like, what other movies came out in the 90s that were really good? Silence of the Lambs, man. And when didn't it win Best Picture?
Yeah, it did. That's the movie that actually beat Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, and it did pretty well at the box office too. And isn't there a franchise of it too, or whatever? Like, isn't it like?
Yeah, there's a couple ones.
Yeah.
Before we get to that, though, it is actually one of the It is one of the only 3 films. It's the third and final film to win all in the big categories: Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Actress, and Best Adapted Screenplay. The other 2 being It Happened One Night in 1934 and One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest in 1975.
Correct. It was when we reviewed Cuckoo's Nest. I remember we talked about that.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a franchise. In 2001, there was a sequel called Hannibal.
Right.
And then there was a prequel called Red Dragon and Hannibal Rising.
Okay.
And
I didn't really get into it. I know there's a TV show too at one point called Hannibal on the NBC. I remember that.
yeah, and you want to know something? A lot of the people who were in this, they were actually a lot of second and third choices too
Of actors or no?
of actors.
Really? I didn't know
Like
that.
for instance, for Hannibal Lecter, the first choice was actually Sean Connery,
Oh wow, that would have been something.
and Connery turned it down. The other actors who were being considered were Al Pacino. And I don't think that would have been good. Well, Connery maybe. Sean Connery maybe.
You could have.
Robert De Niro.
Really?
Dustin Hoffman.
I could see that.
I actually can't.
You can't? Okay.
Derek Jacobi. I don't know who that is. And Daniel Day-Lewis.
Wow.
I can actually see. I can see Daniel Day-Lewis as Hannibal Lecter.
Interesting.
The those who were actually considered for considered for Clarice was actually what's her face? Jodie Foster was actually like their fourth choice.
That's insane.
Like the first choice was Michelle Pfeiffer.
Right.
And she turned it down. The second choice was Meg Ryan.
Yeah.
And then the next choice, Meg Ryan actually turned it down because she thought it was too gruesome.
Mm-hmm.
And Michelle Pfeiffer said she got nervous about the subject matter.
Right. And then Laura Dern turned it down too.
Yeah, well, no, I think the studio turned it down. I think the studio turned Laura Dern down because they didn't think she was a bankable choice. So they settled on Jodie Foster.
Gotcha. Okay.
So the original ones were supposed to be Michelle Pfeiffer and Sean Connery.
That's crazy, dude.
Ooh, and this gives me an idea for a future episode. I'll tell you off camera.
Sure. Okay. Sounds good.
So anyway, Silence of the Lambs was actually built of second, third, and fourth choices.
That's insane, dude.
So, and it had a lot of criticism from the LGBT community because Buffalo Bill is gay or supposed to be gay. I don't know.
Right.
So
I forget.
Yeah. Tell me, JT, do the lambs stop screaming? Do they?
I forget.
And also, I'd love to stay and chat, but I'm having a friend for dinner.
Yeah.
He's just so. What I find about Hannibal Lecter, he's just so menacing. Like, he doesn't need to yell and scream. He's just so calm and menacing.
Right.
Like, when he's on the screen, you know he's the epitome of evil.
Oh, yeah.
The lambs don't stop screaming.
Anything else for Silence of the Lambs, my guy?
No, I don't think I'm good. You?
I'm good too. There's one more I had on the tip of my tongue. I forget off the top of my head what it was. Oh yeah. I got one more for us to talk about, and then we can wrap if you want. And you can talk more about this one than I can. Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, is that 91?
Or is it 90? Hold on, let's check. It came out in 1990, but December of 1990. So technically carried over. Do you want to talk about it?
You know what? We can still talk about it.
We'll talk about it. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, we're cheating here, but we technically talked about
We're secretly cheating here because Edward Scissorhands came out in 1990, but we talked about this a little bit last time too. But Bill, why don't you go off on Edward Scissorhands for a little bit?
Edward Scissorhands. I'll be honest. This is actually my favorite Tim Burton movie.
Oh, nice.
I love this movie to death. For those of you who haven't seen it, Edward is a man who's invented by an inventor, played by Vincent Price, who, fun fact, this was actually his last film role.
Oh, really? Okay.
Before he passed away.
Interesting.
He's only in it for be in it more. He was supposed to be in it more, but he really wasn't in the best health at the time. Like, I think he passed away, I don't know, like 2 years later.
Right.
But he was not in the best of health at the time, and he had to restrict his scheduling.
Mm.
And also another one, before we go back, another fun fact about Vincent Price and Tim Burton is he was actually supposed to be the voice of Santa Claus in The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, get out, really?
Yeah, here's what happened, though. While he was reading, because around this time, Nightmare started production around 91, 92, got released in 93. Again, he wasn't in the best of health, and this was also a very bad time for Vincent Price. His wife passed away, and his voice during the recording just sounded very weak. Because, he wasn't healthy. He was also very depressed about his wife dying. So they scrapped him. But getting back to Edward Scissorhands. So the inventor dies before he's supposed to put the hands on. And then Edward is left alone until Diane Wiest's character comes up and takes him in. And he becomes part of the family, and he does the lawn sculptures, and it is just really such a good movie.
It really is.
It really is. I really love this movie. And what I loved about it was and I really love Edward. He's just so likable. And what I really love is the ending, because throughout the movie, he has a thing. We explained this before. He has a thing for Winona Ryder's character, and the movie is being told through Winona Ryder's character's perspective. She's telling the story to her granddaughter.
Correct.
And she goes, "Have you seen him?" Going, "I haven't seen him since then, but he still lives up there because he's immortal and he'll live forever." And going, "But don't you want to see him, Grandma?" Goes, "I don't." Goes, "Why?" "I want him to remember me as I was, young and beautiful. But I know he's still up there." And he goes, "Why?" And then she goes, "It never snowed before he came here, and now it snows."
Oh, wow.
And then there's a flashback to the ice sculpture scene when he's doing the ice sculpture.
Yeah.
And then you hear the choir, just such a good ending. It's just such a good movie. And also, I got a funny personal story, and Matt Hemsley has heard the story 10,000 times, but what's 10,001, right, Matt? When I was a kid, when I was young, back in the olden days when we rode dinosaurs to school, I think it was about 6 or 7, my neighbor babysat me. And we watched Edward Scissorhands, and it scared the ever-loving shit out of me.
I'm sure it did.
And it traumatized me.
Oh, God.
And years later, I think it was the summer between my my junior and senior year of high school.
Yeah.
Sorry about when she sent us a thank you card, she put in sorry about the Edward Scissorhands drama. I could hold that over her head, but I'm not going to.
Yeah,
but that is okay. Yeah, we are kind of cheating, but it came out in December of 1990, so technically a 1991 movie. Technicality.
Yes, technicality.
Isn't it great?
Love it.
Yeah, we're kind of cheating here, but we don't care. But
I thought it came out in 91.
Okay, I'm sorry. I kind of monopolized the conversation. What are your thoughts on Edward?
I like the movie. I mean, I saw it once or twice. I thought it was really good, actually. And I gotta say, like, it's it's a weird movie, but it's got its heart. It's got a lot of heart to it. And I thought it was great. Actually, didn't make a lot of money at the box office. It made 86 million on a budget of 20. That's not that big. But regardless, though, it has lived on through cult followings and stuff like that. And obviously,
Like, I actually watched the thing about whatchamacallit, Tim Burton, when they were reading it, when they were doing this.
Yeah.
Tim Burton said he was actually so nervous at the premiere, he actually ran to the bathroom to throw up.
Oh my God, for real?
Oh, look, scroll up a little bit. It's interesting of who they were considering. They were considering Jim Carrey.
He would have fit.
I don't think he would have fit Jim Carrey.
You don't think so?
Tom Hanks and Gary Oldman.
Wow.
Oh, that's weird.
They favored John Cusack as well?
I think that could have worked.
William Hurt, Robert Downey Jr. Wow.
I don't think so. This is a strange one. Michael Jackson.
I mean, as an actor, he might have.
Because, Michael Jackson with, a story about someone who's misunderstood, and maybe that could have worked.
Could have.
That could have worked, about maybe Michael Nick Carter of the Backstreet Boys was considered for Kevin.
Oh my God.
That would have been weird.
Wow. Okay.
It's really strange that you consider all these alternative castings.
And see what could have happened,
Yeah, that would have been really interesting.
Definitely.
But it's really... Yeah, but I really love Edward Scissorhands. It's a great film.
Yeah.
I think we touched upon everything in
91.
Yeah, you think we did?
I think we hit the big ones. Yeah, I think we definitely hit the big ones.
The ones that only people care about.
The ones that people remember and care about the most. So that's what I think. But ultimately, guys, it's what you guys think. What if is there a movie that came out in 1991 that you thinking, oh my God, they didn't mention it? Sound off in the comment section below. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say about this. Please share all your thoughts on this and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We do this every Wednesday around 6 o'clock EST. And next week we might, depending on what our circumstances are, we'll figure that out. We may or may not be here, but I'll let you know. I'll let you guys know about that when the time comes. I want to thank the good man Bill Murphy for joining me again. It's good to be back, Bill. It's good to be back.
It's good to have you back.
Yes, and I gotta tell you, I'm being on the road for 10 days. You spend a lot of money and you have a lot of fun. So no, not that kind of fun. You know what I mean?
Molly, I was just joking. If you're watching.
Oh my God, Molly, we love you. You're amazing. So anyways,
she's a nice girl. She really is.
She's the best. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. And Bill, wait, did you plug your podcast last week?
I did, and I'm going to do it again.
Oh my God.
Sports Insanity podcast on the Sports Insanity Network. Check us out. We are on all platforms. We are awesome. And go to and check out our website, www.thesportsinsanitynetwork.com.
He does it every week, folks.
And you let me get away with it. So this is kind of on you.
At this point, I'm like, you know what? Let him do it. It's fine. But
listen to my podcast. It's awesome.
And if you like what you heard here, subscribe to us as a podcast as well. I take this show and I make it a podcast every single week for you guys to listen on wherever you are on the go. And thank you to all of our listeners all across the globe. You guys are amazing. Keep going. We have more content for you coming in the next couple months. So definitely stay tuned for that. But for all of your mixed bag shows, keep it locked in the Super Show, guys. We'll see you guys next time. We'll see you later. Have a good one.
Have a good one, guys.
Stay safe and be awesome.